All right, fitness trackers started as a way to measure workouts, and now they're designed for 24/7 monitoring, passively collecting your health data and providing insights on everything from your fitness to your stress. And they're taking on different forms like rings and screenless bands. In fact, just today, Fitbit announced its latest device called the Fitbit Air. It will compete with other screenless trackers like the Whoop. I love that word. All right, joining us now is tech journalist Lexi Savvides to give us a preview of the new Fitbit and help us kind of sort out all these trackers, because there's a lot of information out there. It's hard to figure out, okay, which one is right for me? Do I even want this? Can you talk to us a little bit about the Fitbit and what are some of the features that make it different?
So Google has just released the Fitbit Air, announced it today. So this is a fitness tracker that you wear. So that one, actually you're holding there, that's the Whoop. This is the Fitbit. So you can hold on to that one. That's the Fitbit Air. So it is a screen-free band. You wear it 24/7 and it offers passive fitness tracking in the background. So it's tracking things like your heart rate 24/7, your steps, absolutely, your activity, and of course things like your cardio load and recovery levels. And the idea is that it's collecting all of that information in the background, and then maybe once or twice a day you go into the app and decide to see if you want to look at those metrics to get some actionable insights into your health. Now the key difference with the Fitbit Air is that it's really not so much about the hardware, because it's very simple in terms of the hardware, but it's the software and the AI integrations that Google is really pushing. So this offers an AI-based health coach that is just basically designed to help you decode that health data and get some more actionable insights on how does it relate to your overall health and what you can do to, say, improve your fitness or other goals you're working towards.
So when you talk about those AI features, is it more accurate, or is it just getting more data from your body?
So the way that these tools work at the moment is that a lot of them are based around large language models, or LLMs. And so they're taking in all of these data points and inputs from your wearables and then trying to interpret that for you and provide some actionable insights. Now, whether or not that is useful or not is really up to the end user. But really, from the past few years, this has been kind of the big pain point for users when they buy a wearable. You buy it and then you don't really know how to action the data unless you are, a medical professional, you're an athlete who really understands how to work on that. This is an AI coach that Google has developed to try and work out how you can action those insights from your body. Say you've got a bad night's sleep and it says you might not want to push yourself too hard today. Here is a personalized workout plan for the day, or some exercises that you might want to do, and here's a video to go alongside it to show exactly what you should do based on your specific bodily needs that day.
Wow, sounds really comprehensive. Okay, because we know that there are smartwatches, there's rings, there's bands. Who are these trackers really for, and how do you decide what's best for you? It's hard to know. I mean, this one sounds like it's really fitness based. How are you doing in terms of physical fitness? But some of these other things have different specialties, right?
Definitely. So let's think about it in the way of passive versus active tracking. So let's think about passive tracking first. So that's things like the Fitbit Air. That's like the Whoop band right here, and the smart rings. These two are from Aura. I'm also wearing one here. And you wear these 24/7, and just in the background it's gathering that health and fitness information for you, and you don't have a screen to be distracted by, whether you're doing a workout or you're just going about your day-to-day life. Smartwatches, on the other hand, obviously have a screen. This one is the Apple Watch and this one is the Pixel Watch 4, and these ones almost act like a miniature phone if you want them to, because they have the health and fitness insights. They can do some more complex things like taking an ECG or electrocardiogram, giving you more insights into, say, heart health and things like that, plus have the ability to get notifications from your phone, run some third-party apps, and you can even use these as a phone replacement if you have the LTE or cellular option on board. So this is more active. Say you're in a workout, you want to see your metrics. Do I need to push myself harder to hit that 5-mile goal? Do I need to do that? These watches can tell you on the go. Whereas if you have a more passive system, like a fitness band without a screen or a ring, you have to open the app to see that in real time, but you're not really going to do that. So it really depends on the type of user that you are, if you want that in the moment guidance and tracking, or if you just want something that you can set and forget and check it when you want to.
Yeah, and I'm curious, it's collecting a lot of data, which is remarkable, but what happens to all that health data when you access it? Are there privacy concerns here?
This is really where the onus is on the user. When you set this up, you have to read those terms and conditions. You know that, 100-page document that you go through, and most of us just hit agree. It is really important to just take a look at what the terms and conditions are that you're signing up for. Obviously, to use these devices, you have to hand over an amount of your data, whether that's things like steps and sleep and so on. Even just entering inputs like your height and your weight and things like that, that's data that you have to give over. When it comes to things like these AI health coaches, that's kind of a bit of a separate discussion, because some devices have on-device AI processing and some offload that to the cloud. And so there are going to be different elements of privacy factors that you need to think about in terms of what you're deciding to give the apps of these devices, especially as we're moving towards systems that are trying to consolidate all your health and fitness data from lots of different apps. Some devices are even saying, upload your medical records and let us interpret them for you and develop a picture of your health over time. So there's always privacy concerns there, but a lot of the manufacturers have come out. Google, in fact, has said that they will not be using any personal health data from the trackers to serve ads, and for the time being. But as always, it's something that the user has to decide if that trade-off is worth it for you.
It's so interesting to hear all these different devices and all these different tracks you can take. And of course, AI is at the center of all of it. I'm curious, with these different devices moving forward, what trends are you seeing? Because it seems like now more than ever, they're gathering a ton of data. I mean, Fitbit used to be more about your fitness, but now it does everything.
Exactly. And it's all about AI health coaching tools, like I mentioned. So pretty much every wearable now has some sort of AI system that is working behind the scenes to help you interpret that data. So Apple, for example, has the Workout Buddy, and this is basically giving you some little prompts in your ear when you go out on a run or a walk or something like that, saying, hey, you've closed your activity rings, or maybe your pace is a little bit slower this hour. You might want to work a little bit harder in the next segment or so. And there's also elements to these trackers as well. Not just AI coaches, but it's also women's health tracking is a large focus of what these are kind of working towards, and sort of trying to fill the gap in that sort of medical knowledge as well. So for example, Aura has just announced that they are going to be doing some hormonal birth control insights as well as menopausal insights as well. So it can consolidate some of your data, use questionnaires, and help you determine and get a little bit more of an insight into what might be going on in your body.
Yeah, I think it's great to kind of break down the advantages and what these different gadgets offer, because I'm sure a lot of people may be out there wondering, okay, I want to get something, I want to get better, maybe know more about my health, and not quite knowing where to turn. Do you need to wear multiple devices? Could you maybe get all of it all in one if you want to track your sleep, if you want to track your fitness?
Let's be realistic. Most of us don't have the budget to buy multiple devices.
Or the time to keep track of it.
Absolutely not. I mean, this is my job. I wear it all with me. You can see I've got a watch, I've got a ring, I've got a Fitbit Air on my wrist as well. But realistically, it should just be one device to kind of rule them all, depending on your budget and obviously the phone that you use and kind of the specific things that you're trying to target in terms of health and fitness tracking.
Priorities.
Or, yeah, exactly like that. But some devices you can actually wear 2 in 1. So if you have the budget, you can wear, say, a Pixel Watch 4 and a Fitbit Air, and it can determine the data that you need behind the scenes, and you can switch between them. Or if you have, say, a smartwatch and a smart ring, they can all be feeding data into the same ecosystem. But some people don't like wearing a smartwatch to bed. I know I'm not a huge fan of that, so I would defer to a ring or, say, a fitness band that's a little bit more comfortable. So you have options. Do you have the budget?
You know, that's the bigger thing. Money is always the issue. Thank you so much. Great to see you, Lexi.
Thank you.
This is so fun to wear these things.